Hey guys, my name is Eric Ham and I'm the developer of the Beaver Extender plugin. And in this particular screencast, I want to talk about the latest version of Beaver Extender, which is version 1.0.1. And this is the first official update. And in this particular update, I have a pretty cool new feature. It's called the PHP Builder or the Custom PHP Builder. And that is found under Extender Custom. And then next to the CSS Builder is the PHP Builder button. So that drops down, when you click that, it drops down the Custom PHP Builder tool. Now, a brief history of this. This tool in a various different form is actually included in our dynamic website builder Genesis child theme, as well as our Genesis extender plugin. And the only reason I didn't include that in Beaver Extender in the initial release is because of some kind of logistical differences between the Genesis framework and the Beaver Builder theme framework. Now, the main difference is with the Genesis version of the PHP Builder, I had a lot of add and remove action functionality that was really useful to be able to kind of add and remove different kind of chunks of the framework, like the header, the footer, the titles, the post area, post areas and stuff like that. But that's because Genesis does a lot of creating functions and then add actioning them into various parts of the framework. Beaver Builder theme actually uses a lot of PHP classes and various ways of building in their those elements into the framework, and you use very few add actions in the way that Genesis does. So, which is totally fine. It's not a better or worse thing. It's just a different thing. And it just means that that particular feature in the PHP Builder was kind of irrelevant for the Beaver Extender plugin. So I kind of held off on putting in there, and I wanted to wait until I had a couple other goodies that are specific to Beaver Builder theme and the Beaver Builder page builder to add into the PHP Builder, so I could actually include it with Beaver Extender. So I found those features, and I'm going to talk about those in a minute. But first, I'll just walk through from the very beginning the different elements, and then we'll get to these two in the middle that are unique to this particular PHP builder. So let's start with the first two, and we have a create widget area shortcode and a create hookbox shortcode. What these are, basically it allows you to just simply write the shortcodes that are appropriate for the various custom widget areas and hook boxes that you have created and set as either shortcode or both, meaning they're both hooked in to the framework and they're made available as shortcodes. And if you're not familiar with this feature, what it means is that you could create a custom widget area, for example, and you go to Appearance, Widgets, and drag in, let's say, a menu widget. For example, if you had this set to shortcode, then wherever you place the shortcode that's associated with this custom widget area, that widget, that menu widget would display. So same thing with custom hookbox. Whatever you add into this hookbox and then hook it in, it displays in that hook location. Well, if you set it to shortcode or even both, then but let's say as shortcode, then wherever you place the shortcode that is associated with this hookbox, it would then display whatever you've added to this hookbox. So you're basically just turning your custom widget area or hookbox into a shortcode. So let me show you how that works. I'm just going to say testing, and I'm going to turn this into a shortcode, and put test here, whatever. And save my changes, and I'm going to refresh the page just so the PHP Builder will recognize this new hookbox. As you can see, my testing custom hookbox is now in the drop-down menu. And if there were, a dozen custom hookboxes, there would be a dozen names here. And now you can just click on the Create Hookbox Shortcode button, and that will actually create the shortcode that would be associated with that particular hookbox. And as you can see, in this case, it's just wrapped in square brackets. It's all lowercase, testing, and that's that. And basically, the way it works is you just take the name of the custom hookbox or custom widget area, and then you just make it all lowercase, and you make spaces or dashes, underscores, and then you wrap it in square brackets. So like if I said, banner ad, and I turn it to a shortcode, save changes, you can see that in the PHP builder, now the banner ad is in the custom widget area shortcode section. If I click this, it, turns it into the shortcode, making those appropriate changes. So it's just a simple way of creating the shortcode associated with those custom widget areas and custom hook boxes. So that's kind of the first third of the PHP builder. Now let's look at some of the other features. Now this is one of the new ones that's specific to the Beaver Extender custom PHP builder, and this is to create Beaver Builder templates shortcodes. So if you're not familiar, you basically can create custom templates using this is actually a part of the Beaver Builder Page Builder plugin. So I've got that activated, and if you go to Settings, Page Builder, you would need to go to Templates and then make sure to check the box Enable Templates Admin and save your changes. Then this templates custom post type would become available. So let's kind of play with this, and so I can show you what the PHP builder does here for that. So let's go ahead and add a new template, and I'm going to go super simple here. I'm just going to say test template, and I'm going to launch the PHP builder, and I'm going to add some basic stuff here. Let's just do some text, and I'm just going to say this is some text, and I'm going to save my changes, and I'm going to publish. And once that's done, I'll go back to the dashboard, and I'll go to Extender Custom and open the PHP Builder again. And now, as you can see, under the Create BB Templates shortcode section in the drop-down menu, there is the name of your template. So, and of course, again, if there were a dozen custom templates that you've published, those would be available in this drop-down menu. So this picks up all the different published custom templates that you've created over here. So once you've selected the one that you want to turn into a shortcode, you just click this button, and as you can see, this is in line with the Beaver Builder shortcode guidelines or whatever. Basically, you've got the FL Builder insert layout code, and then you've got your slug equals, and then it grabs the test template and it turns into an actual slug, which is all lowercase and dashes. And then I added the type FL Builder template part. This is not totally necessary, but what this does is it ensures that if you have any other post types with the same slug, you won't have any conflicts. This ensures that it only grabs the slug of this slug for this particular custom post type, which is the templates custom post type. So there it builds out that kind of long, complicated shortcode, and just makes it real simple. You don't have to think about it. You just click a button, it builds it out. You click this to highlight it, and then you can copy it. And let's go ahead and do something with it. I'm going to go ahead and paste it into my. Let's create a new custom hook box, and I'm going to say template test. And I'm going to paste that into the custom hook box, and I'm going to click this do shortcode button. And what that does is if you have a shortcode in a custom hook box, for that to actually execute properly, you need to wrap it in the do shortcode function. And so by clicking this button, it just does it for you. So again, you don't have to mess with it. You just click a button. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hook this into the FL body open hook just for simplicity purposes and save my changes. And then when I go to the front end, refresh, as you can see, the very top, that's the location of the body open hook. It hooked it right in there. There's this is some text from that custom template, and so there you go. There it is. And of course, you can do all kinds of stuff with this using Beaver Extender. If you want to conditionally place that somewhere, you could go to the conditional section, and maybe you only want it to be on pages. So you could do the is page conditional, save your changes, it'll reload, and then you can then go to the hook box and select the is page conditional. And then when you go back to the front end, you can see this disappears. But if you go to like the about page, for example, it appears again because we're on a single page. So, there's a million different ways. I mean, obviously, if you wanted to, you could turn this into a shortcode, but that would kind of be redundant. But there's just a lot of different ways that you can, kind of do this. So that's a pretty cool way that you can, use that tool for various stuff. Now, let's go back to the PHP Builder and look at some other things you can do here. So this is, that pretty much explains that. This is the other unique to Beaver Extender PHP Builder option that I added, and that is the WP template code. And this is something I may add back into the other ones in its own various appropriate form, because it is pretty general, and that is that it basically writes out WordPress template code that's specific to Beaver Builder. So if I did it with Genesis, I would make it specific to Genesis. But focusing on Beaver Builder theme here, what I did is I grabbed the code from their index.php file, their single.php file, their page.php file, and their 404.php file, which are included in the root of the Beaver Builder theme directory. And I made it so you can actually click this button and it'll actually write the code. It inserts it right in here. And you can then add it to the Beaver Extender templates feature. So you can create your own custom WordPress templates and then, tweak them however you want. Now, for some of you, that might seem either complicated or too wordy, or like, why is this relevant? Why would I need this? So let me give you just a really simple use case scenario. Okay. So let's say we wanted to create our own custom 404 page, right? Because, let's actually look at the front end here. Let's go here, and I'm going to go to the address bar, and I'm going to type in something random like, whatever. Now, as you can see, here's your 404 page, right? It says, sorry, that page doesn't seem to exist. You've got your search right here. That's a great, simple 404 page. But let's say you wanted to personalize that or customize it, however. Maybe you want to create a custom template and then replace this with that custom template. And so if you wanted to do that, what you could do is first create your own custom 404 page template. And so first, let's talk about the custom templates feature in Beaver Extender. I've mentioned in the past, but just to kind of review, this allows you to create either custom page templates or custom WordPress templates. Now, custom page templates are actually going to be written to the root of your active theme. I'm sorry, not the root. It's going to be written to your active theme folder in a subfolder called My Templates. And if you select WordPress templates, that is going to be written to the root of your active theme, and that's for things like I said, your typical index.php page. It could be search.php, it could be 404.php, things like that. So and then the page template, like if you're not familiar, that's if you go to an actual WordPress page, and then there's a template section, there's the default template, and then there's any custom templates that you have. Well, that allows you to create those kinds of custom templates. But let's focus on a WordPress template. I'm going to create a 404. So I'm just going to, you can do, the file name has to be specific to what you're going for. So the file name would have to be 404, and then it'll finish it off by saying .php. And then the template name, I'm just going to say 404 there as well, but that you can do whatever you want. And so we've got that, and then I've selected the WordPress template. And now I want to add my custom 404 code here. So what I'm going to do is go up to the PHP Builder, and I'm going to go to the WP template code, and I'm going to select the 404 section, or 404.php file, basically, or code. And then I'll click Insert WP template code. And as you can see, it has written out the exact code that you would find in the Beaver Builder Themes 404 page. So I'm going to copy that. Or actually, I'm going to select it, and then I'm going to copy it using my keyboard. And then I'm going to close this out here, and I'm going to go in and paste it into my my custom template, my custom 404 template. So as you can see, it's all there. And for now, I'm just going to save my changes and double check that actually, it should be identical, actually. It says it's saved. If you refresh, this should look exactly the same. And it does. Now, at this point, you can say, well, how do we even know it did anything? Because, sure, it should be the same because you didn't change it. But how do you know it's not just reading the other, the old 404 page or, whatever? So let's test this out. Let's go to templates, and I'm going to create a new one, and I'll just call this, I'll say custom 404 page. And I'll launch the builder. And let's say, and I haven't really thought this through, so let's say I want to add maybe some text to start. I'll say, sorry, but your on the wrong page. I'm not. This is probably a terrible 404 page, but who cares? You'll get the point. Anyway, so we'll do that. Maybe give it like a heading or something. And I guess if it'd make more sense, I could have done a heading. Oh well. Add some more content. Maybe we'll do a WordPress widget and do a search bar down here. And okay, so we got your search bar. Maybe we want to add some left and right padding. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do that. Doesn't matter. Save our changes. All right, so sorry, but you're on the wrong page. There's your search. And then maybe we want to do some kind of, I don't know, maybe we want to sell them on something. So we'll just throw some call to action in there, basically, I don't know, whatever. All right, so here we've got some stuff that we want to throw into our custom 404 page. So I'm going to publish this. And now I'm going to go back to the dashboard and let's go to Extender Custom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the PHP Builder now. And as you can see, we've got, custom 404 page and then test template. I'm going to select my custom 404 page and I'm going to create the short code for that. As you can see, there it is. And I'm going to highlight that and copy it. And now I'm going to go to my templates. And what I'm going to do, you can drag this down so you can see all your code. I'm actually going to replace some of this code with my template shortcode. So in other words, if you're familiar at all with HTML code, you can see here's a container, here's a row, here's another div class, and then here's the article class. And then inside of this, all this is the content. You've got the header or the heading and then the search form right here. So I'm actually going to delete that, and then I'm going to paste in my shortcode. All right, so there's your shortcode. Now, just like the custom hook box, you need to click the do shortcode button to make sure it properly executes that. So I'm going to click that. So now it's wrapped it in the do shortcode function. And now I'm going to save my changes. Okay, so now we've created a completely custom 404 page. We have full control of the code, and we're doing it all through our WordPress dashboard. And now I'm going to go back to the front end, and I'm going to refresh and see if this changes to our custom templated 404 page. So refresh, and there you go. Now, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. Like I said, I kind of just threw it together, but there it is. Sorry, but you're on the wrong page. There's a search, there's a call to action, and there's our custom 404 page. So that works. So there you go. So let's now jump to the rest of the PHP Builder stuff. The rest of the stuff is pretty just kind of simple stuff. By the way, of course, you can do custom index, single page, and 404 for the code. And then we got code snippets. I've only got two little ones, and that's just some simple and complex comments. So for example, if you're writing out some code, it's sometimes helpful to just click add simple comment. Your PHP comment goes here, or you could do the complex one, and that's a little more complex. You put that above a function or whatever. So it just gives you some simple code snippets for commenting your code. And then the other one is, add a new line. So let's say, you did some code, then you could add 2 new lines or whatever, and then do different code or whatever. And then there's wrap your code and in PHP tags. So you click that and it automatically wraps all the code in here in PHP tags. Because in some cases, you're going to want to do that for various reasons depending on the code. So that's the PHP Builder in a nutshell. It's basically, it's just there to be able to much more efficiently grab useful code snippets. And so hopefully you guys find it useful, and thanks for watching.